Alright, here we go. I have two 50-gallon water heaters connected just like that. One feeds from the cold water into the other, and one of them is working, lights blinking, and the other one's completely out. Now I already opened up the port right here to take a look at the pilot light, and the pilot light is off. So I tried to light it up and it doesn't light, but let's try anyway. So push the button. Actually, the pilot lights up eventually. You see the spark. Yeah. Eventually the pilot lights up, but I have to keep holding this. If I let go, like I'm going to do now, the pilot goes out. You can light it back up, but eventually goes out. So this is 20, 30, 40 seconds after I lit up in the first place. So what I suspect is the thermocoupler right here not working. Most likely this part right here, this is the striker. This is the thermopile, thermocoupler, whatever you want to call it. Not working. So, this is about 6 or 8 years old at the most, and it should be working. I went to check the hardware store and they didn't have the part. They can sell you the whole thing or the whole thing below, but I only needed this, so I bought it on Amazon. I'll leave you the link below if it works. So what we're going to do now is close the valve, the gas valve, wait a few seconds, remove 1 and 2 little quarter inch bolts, screws. Remove this plug right here. You pull it on it. You be very careful not to rip everything out. Untie the gas lines from right here. Be very careful not to break anything, and then the whole unit will slide out. Okay, we'll see you in a bit. Obviously, I wouldn't tell anybody to do this job if you're not technically inclined and you don't do all of your repairs at home. Call a professional. Don't burn your house down. Don't scald yourself with hot boiling water. If you know how to fix a vehicle or do things like this, just go ahead. It's a pretty simple operation. If you have never done anything like that, let it go. Call a professional. Alright. So I spared you the part where I removed it from the housing. Right there. This is the burner. There's a tank. Heats up the tank, the water and everything. That's the part right here. That I suspect is not working right now. As the striker works, the pilot light works, it sends information up here. So this creates a little microvolt, millivolt, what it's called, I think 400 to 800 millivolts by getting heated up. And it also tells the computer right here, once the electricity goes up there, that the pilot light is on, so go ahead and light up the furnace. If that doesn't work, it doesn't send any electricity, the computer doesn't know anything, the little light doesn't blink like the other one that's doing, and doesn't even give you any information on what the problem is. That's why I am pretty positive that this is the problem. Okay, we're gonna go replace it. See you in a minute. Alright, back to this. To remove, you're gonna have to remove 1 and 2 screws. Turn it around. Oh, you can't see it, but once you remove those, you'll be able to access this screw right here and remove the entire unit. Okay, then you have to remove this clip. Pull this clip. That's a really pretty hard clip to remove. I already did it, so I can tell you that. But you're gonna need a tool to remove that. Remove the 2 metal housing for the cable, for the wires, and the gas line, the pilot light, and then substitute everything, change everything, and put everything back together. I'll get back with you in a minute. So the new piece comes with all the wiring and everything. It looks exactly the same as the old one. Okay. I'm gonna remove the new line and use the old one because it's already bent perfectly. And I'm sure that all you have to do is blow through it, make sure there's no debris or anything, but there isn't because the pilot light was lighting, and use the same fittings. Just make sure everything is not worn out and it's in perfect condition, and then you can reuse it. So the reason why we're doing this, why I'm doing this, because I went to the plumbing store here in town. We live in a small town in Utah. And they said, well, this is not stuff that we normally repair or recommend to repair because usually by now the water heater has gone bad, so we just recommend replacing the water heater. She said we can order the part, but it's going to take a week to get here. Well, I can order a part online myself, and even if it lasts me a month longer than what it would have, it'll still be a month less on the new water heater. So let's see what happens. That's why I fix everything myself, and I don't listen to those guys that want to throw away everything. All right. By the way, a little town is Moab in Utah. So having removed, this is the old piece, having removed the gas line from over there, I transferred it over here, and then you need to make sure it's properly connected. And then this is the new one that came with it. Pull this on the old one if you're using the old one. Make sure the hole is there. Make sure the line is clean. I did that. And then put everything back together. I put those clips and the clamp back in place and the burner on. And then we're going to go from there. Ciao. So when you put it all back together, this part right here with the two screws, that right there, make sure that part is next to the pilot igniter, okay? And thermocoupler. Not the other way. It can be mounted both ways. So make sure it's on this side. Bye. This is probably the hardest part of the whole deal. Putting the clip back together, make sure everything is lined up right. An extra hand would be nice. 14 fingers would also be nice, but if you take your time, you line everything perfectly, then it goes all together and then you can put the clip back on. Okay, try not to break anything while you're doing. And I marked black right here to remind me where this was gonna go. And on the old one, I marked it as well, black. So now I knew exactly that the red one would go in this spot. Okay, bye. All right. Back in the basement, when you put everything back together, this clip right here, make sure it lines up with that down there. It's a little slot where that little piece will have to go inside and hold everything in place. Make sure there's no dead mouse carcasses or anything. It'd be pretty cooked by now, but all looks good. Put everything back together and get back with you. Alright, moment of truth. Alright, gas valve is open. Everything is connected. Double checked everything. Pilot light. Turn it on. Push the button. Spark. Let's see if it works. This may take a few times. Oh, pilot light is on. That's a good sign. I'm going to hold on this button for a few seconds while the thermopile heats up, and then we're going to let go and see if it stays on. Okay, not yet. Repeat. Pilot light is on. Give it like 10-15 seconds and see what happens. I mean, this is a good time to start praying and making sure that all you've done it's worth the while. I heard a click, and there's a light. And the pilot light is on. I'll let you know, I'm pretty happy about this. $22 part compared to a $700 water heater when they told me to just replace it. Okay, pilot light is on. Let's turn it on. Let's see if the burner ignites. And everything's working perfectly. Another great repair. Bye bye.